Well, hello there, Minecrafters. Thanks for coming by. Guys, it's finally time. We are going to start our Diversity 2 Developers Commentary. Woohoo! Oh, I've been wanting to do this series for such a long time. I wanted to do it, I think, like 3 weeks ago, but I just haven't had any time. Finally, today, I get some time to sit down and get to talk to you guys about my thought process as the map maker behind this. And of course, the build team, they are going to be on for some future episodes with the branches that they contributed to. So I don't want to forget about them. Awesome guys. But the whole purpose of this series is to give you an idea from the mind of the map maker why the things happened that happened, how they happened so you can play with them yourself, and just give you kind of behind the scenes stuff. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming out. I'm really looking forward to talking about this. So let me start by saying thank you so much to everybody who has downloaded this map, played this map, had fun with this map. I've got an overwhelmingly good response on it. It's honestly, I'm blown away by the amount of people who have played this map. When we were building the map, I was saying to the build team, I think this map is going to be pretty big. Just because kind of the first one had some good reception, and we kind of knew some YouTubers would play it, but it has gone way past my expectations. I don't know how to measure it in terms of how much popular it is against other maps. I just know that there's been so many people who've played it, and really thank you so much, everybody. I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and I tried really hard to make a good map for you guys. I hope that it was really fun for you. So let's talk about why this area is here. We're going to start off in the hub this episode. I'm not going to be able to squeeze it in. Let me just write down the time here because I'm going to try to put this in. Let's see. About here. But I'm going to try to squeeze this into a 20-minute episode maybe. Um, I'm going to try to keep them to 20-minute episodes. So I'm not going to have enough time to talk about everything in the hub this episode. We're probably going to have to do. I'll start the first one off with kind of why, and then next episode we'll talk about the commands and stuff. So I'm not going to get into much technicality this episode. We might do that for kind of all the branches. But kind of my mind frame around what's going on. Oh, and by the way, at the end of the video, we're going to have another contest that is for a Realms code. I've got a bunch to give away, and we're going to do some fun things with them because last time it was about comments. This time, what you're going to have to do, I'll go over at the end of the video. But yeah, you'll be able to win free Realms code, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Well, but anyway, let's begin here. Giant Roman numeral number 2. It's actually diversity letter 2, not the Roman numeral, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But first of all, why do we have a giant open area like this? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me answer that. We have to have an open area for a server spawn, or if a player's spawn gets obstructed. And that happened a little bit in Diversity 1. So we have to have a 20 by 20. I've got a 21 by 21 at least, maybe a little bit bigger, I can't remember, where players can start. I actually really like this open area. And the first time I ever saw it, I think, was a Vex map. I'm not entirely sure the name of it, but I remember an LP by Good where he was coming down water. It was really funny. I think he was playing with BWO. And I like the idea of having this open area where players can just start before they actually have to go into the map and collect their thoughts. Um, yeah, that's kind of why I did it. And then I wanted something interesting, colorful. You can see the wool goes up and over. It's actually, little details is what I'm going to talk to you about in this map as well. It's actually in the order of the way the wool is on the wall. So it starts with white, orange, yellow, lime, pink, cyan, all the way down. It's actually the order, and it's in data order. If you wondered why, data 0, data 1, data 4, 5, I can't remember what pink is, all the way down to 15, and then it repeats. I wanted to originally go around like a spiral, but because there's 11 wool, it doesn't actually work out with the math. But that's why that is. And I remember when my friend Ron Smilik played with Jiggerbob. Those two guys are hilarious. He was like, "How did you make large wool in 1.8?" It's not. It's 3 by 3. Thanks, Jig, for pointing that out to him. Um, but anyway, so the map was made, started about December 2013. I officially announced it in January. Um, and finished it around, I can't remember, April. It was about 5 months when we finished the first phase of it. Tested for about three. It was 8 months by the time testing and everything got done with all the tweaks and everything. Put it out in September, and pretty much everybody here has probably played the map. So if you haven't, spoilers. I'll warn you at the beginning of every episode. But if you have, thanks for coming out. So anyway, let's begin here. Let's go into the map. Let's talk about my thought process. First of all, so this was funny. I was thinking, this is sort of, I think, the second thing I built in the map, this area, and I was thinking, wouldn't it be absolutely hilarious, for me it is, if the very first thing that I do to you in the map, the very first thing that the map physically does to you is kill you. I thought that would be the funniest thing, and I loved seeing people's reaction. What just happened? I absolutely love it. If you're wondering why it does that, it's not because I couldn't do another command. It's because I thought it would be funny to do that, to play that joke on you, to kill you, because it's kind of like I'm getting back at the people who screwed around in Diversity One. I'm killing you. I don't know. I just thought it'd be hilarious. Here we have Diversity One. This is actually I actually copied the map with MC Edit over into here. Flip the direction so we're facing south, because the other map is actually facing a different way, and that's just for spawn point, because when you die and you spawn, you always face south. So I always keep that in mind when I'm building the map, to have the player face the direction I want them to be focused on. We have the old monument. There's a few changes here, mostly this thing right here. If I go to game mode C, well, actually I wouldn't have to, but a lot of people in the first map jumped over here and got stuck behind here. Added some barrier blocks so that wouldn't happen. But this whole area is to kind of throw you off into thinking you're in Diversity 1, but also connect the two maps together to see that um, Diversity 2 is birthed out of the Diversity 1, I guess, so to speak. In Diversity 1, there was a big question that I kept getting. Like, people were obsessed with asking me, why do you have chickens behind the monument? And that was the first time I teased the map. And so I thought, let's show them behind the monument this time. So over here you get your introduction wall, and really this room didn't really make sense to people if they hadn't played Diversity 1, but it was a total nostalgia moment from Diversity 1. You've got this here, and the first thing you notice, it's been changed, especially if you're the B team. But by the way, this here says nerd glasses on. That's a generic B reference. And what you get is a dead bush. And that's your first indication as a player of Diversity 1 saying, okay, something's up. What is going on? Um, the reason it's a dead bush, very simple. I Googled on Minecraft, what is the absolute most useless item in Minecraft? I Googled in about Minecraft. And by far, people on different forums and things kept saying dead bush. Dead bush is completely useless. So I put a dead. That's what you get, because it doesn't matter what you put in this chest. Whatever you put will make that thing open up there. And by the way, this says screw the B team right up the tuckus. And you can't actually change those in 1.8. You could in older versions, but originally I put it in there because I thought the B team would try and do that. And then I was sad to find out you can't actually change that text. I think it pops up on a server. So before we head into Diversity 2, I just want to take a minute and talk about a bit of the B team. Um, First of all, they are awesome guys. I'm very, very happy with all the episodes that they put out with. I actually talked to Generic B quite a bit during the build process and during his LPs, and I asked him if he wanted to do a release of the map. They were already planned to do a pre-release LP before everyone else, and I do apologize. Some people felt a little bit left out, but that was part of me trying to kind of market the map. And even though, if you didn't know this, they didn't finish the map, I was still very, very, very happy that they played it. They're hilarious guys, and it was nice enough that Generpy actually talked to me and said, "Yeah, we'll do the map in advance." So, because we knew they were going to do that, they got a special book, and that book was basically all inside jokes of me basically getting back at them for being derpy in Diversity One, and kind of like the map maker having the power over the YouTubers in that sense. So that's why they got their book. Check out their video if you want to check it out. It's just quotes that they did that I kind of like made them eat their words. But that's why they have it. So anyway, the dead bush there, it actually changes the time to night, and the reason that is because if this doesn't load up, then you still get a black sky, and that cool lit slabs here will still stay lit up. So this is should be familiar to people who watched the very first teaser video, my Seriously Why Chickens video. Why are there chickens behind the monument? Well, I guess they created diversity too. And I just thought this would look, it's the first indication of the map. Okay, the map is going to be big. I'm in this big room. It's very mysterious. It's got one light shining on a chest. It's got this here. This is really cool. I was proud of this section. This is um, no, there's no lights on this at all. I've actually glitched Minecraft to light up the blocks, and simply did it with a filter by a group, I guess, called ZapCloud, which there was some discrepancy who actually made the filter. Texelelf was involved, but anyway, those guys, all whoever made the filter, um, I tried to credit them both at the end of the map, but this is how they did it. I just used the filter to actually light that up, but I think it adds this really good effect. And by the way, I'm not really sure how to make a 3, so we may never make a diversity 3 because the logo won't allow for it. But you can try to tweet me a picture of a good looking 3x3 3. It's got to be a 3x3 if we ever want to do another diversity. But here we go. We have the first chest is a trap chest only because we have to set a command. When we open it, it opens up that block there. And we have our get rich quick book. Originally the book said, oh, what did it say? It didn't say get rich quick. It said something else. I had to change it because they changed the way books worked, and I wanted to have a book title because I'll tell you, as a map maker, people, YouTubers especially, do not like reading. You have to basically trick them into reading. So get rich quick. Oh man, what's obviously they know it's a fake, but it's the rule book basically. Tells you some important info. As much as you hate reading, there is some important info that especially there. I was really happy to find out that it works on 9. Originally, I thought it had to be 10. 9 works. That was one of the requirements for it to be on Realms. So really happy it works with 9. Switch that. Basically, these recommendations are how I made the map. In this resource pack and full brightness. If you didn't have them on, it might look a little different than how I intended to make it. I do try and light it up properly for recording. That's a huge priority when I make a map. 64-bit, that's all to do with RAM and stuff. And clouds off is for dropper. Multiplayer, pretty sure it doesn't work on bucket. Never tried it. I don't think it will. And okay, I'm a YouTuber. I gotta give a shout out to these guys. This guy is a loser, but the rest of these guys are awesome. But huge thanks to these guys, and you will get to hear their thoughts in their upcoming episodes of the developers commentary. But this map would not be possible without these guys. I mean, I could have made a map. It would have taken a lot longer and not as good as what these guys did. So I'm so happy, each one of them, so happy that they joined the team. Really, so much work put in this map. So happy with those guys. Anyway, so that trap chest actually, it does a few things. It actually kind of makes a test if you have the proper server settings, and opens this up mainly. But yeah, I had to have something to test if your server settings were proper because other parts of the map won't work. And then here we have the new hub, the hub 2.0, I guess. And my thought process behind this, well, uh, glad you asked about that. I was just looking forward to answering that question. If you notice, there's no lights in here. How is it so bright? Again, that filter, I lit it up. I was originally thinking about doing a lot of the map with the filter, but I noticed it doesn't always stick the same. It doesn't like it will eventually go dark. So the only places I use the filter is this, that logo, and there's a part in the dropper that has it. We'll talk about that another day. But thought process behind this. Well, first thing I built in the map is this was this set block summon a falling sand thing. Basically, it was the springboard that I made the map. Like in the first map, the monument was why I made the map. In this map, the monument is why I started Diversity 2. I will not start another Diversity unless I come up with a unique monument idea. But oh, there's one light. Forgot about that. There's one light up there. But I wanted to make a round room, not a square room. Get away from the square. I wanted to have a totally different monument, something that was cooler, something that used 1.8 commands. Because when we started the map, or when I started the map, it was introducing all these new commands, and by the time it was coming out, I wanted to have something that was, I don't know if I want to say revolutionary, but took advantage of those 1.8 commands. I wanted to have a map that would kind of wow some people in certain aspects. So that's what I hope this map accomplished in some things. So the first thing you do is you can put anything in that chest. There's only 3 things I think that it will actually activate on. But this wool here, I wanted to have something where it was unique into pushing the wool at you. Like basically almost every wool except for I think the adventure branch, you get a wool with a button in it, blows up in your hand because it's different than other maps, other CTMs, so to speak. Although this isn't technically, I wouldn't say it's really a CTM at this point. It's kind of its own monster. Put your wool in there, and notice down here it says analyzing item. Please stand back. That is a throwback to Diversity 1. And you can see here it goes. Oh, the effect. There we go. And that sound is a zombie being cured, I think. And then this cool staircase, which I love, that actually uses no redstone at all. It uses some redstone blocks and set block of extended pistons. We will talk about that probably in the next episode. Um, this is basically completely referenced from Diversity 1. And the reason these are like that is because in Diversity 1 it was built in 1.6. And you didn't have tell raw. You had to actually use say commands and rename command blocks. So that's why it's like that. Anyway, this also opens up after a time frame. I put that on a delay, so you go and do a branch first, and then you come back, and it would draw your attention. But it's the freebie wool. Interesting thing is the only wool I believe in the map is here, and just the wool that you collect throughout each branch. I pretty sure there's no wool anywhere else in the map, and I forgot to say that in the one update video when I asked for the heads. No wool was allowed because it's kind of like it's kind of like the prize item, so we don't want to have it seen anywhere until you're going to win it. But in the freebie room, it gives you an idea of all the ones you can win. And I'll tell you this right now. Players, especially YouTubers, hate to read, so you have to trick them. So that's what this button is. You press the button, it's mysterious. What's it going to do? It tells you, okay, freebie room. The chest appears, and you get to pick one. And I thought this time, let's make a little memento. Memento, is that the right word? If they want to cheat, that's fine. I'm going to do, let's do parkour. So basically, when you pick a die, there's no going back. You're stuck here. You can't get out. When you pick a die, it gives you a little thing, and it kind of, uses some sympathy. No worries. No sane person likes jumping in Minecraft. Go ahead, have this wool. It's kind of like on your side, but when you go to press the button, you get a monument with a poor dog sad and saying, you'll never forget. There's your thing. You have a statue. You had to use the freebie to get past the area, and you actually have to craft it, because if you don't craft it, it will not recognize it. I did that on purpose, so that if you refuse to read, that's your own problem. But yeah, a little smoke there. Little details in that I'm really proud of. Around here, we'll get in that in a minute. Let's go over here for a second. Okay, so this is the selection panel. This I will talk about in the next episode because I love it so much. This is the teleporter here. This is like kind of the first idea I had for a selection process of the branch. I wanted to have something that was like really cool, like really mechanically interesting to play with. And I came up with this really nice little selection panel where it pops out and it makes those things happen. It's like a block swap almost. Originally, it was going to bust through the wool, but when I first started the map, they didn't have the fill command. They only had set block, so it was very laggy. And then I eventually changed it to clone, so I could only do like that. But I got rid of the. It was gonna have the particles, but for lag purposes, I decided to get rid of it. But yeah, it pops in. I absolutely love this thing. All the same branches and same colors, and they're in data order. So yeah, just like at the beginning there. 1, 4, 5, whatever they are. That's the type of wool. So if I grab it, you can see here. See, it's 35.5. That's damage or data value 5. Still labyrinthian. Let's talk about that for a second. I don't like that word. I wish I'd never said it in the very first diversity. I thought it was an adjective at the time, but it's actually just some DLC for Skyrim. Um, but because it's in the first map and the trailer was made, it's basically kind of stuck with this. So that forever. If we use any more labyrinthian branches, that's what it's going to be called. But yeah, I love this little selection panel. We'll talk about that another episode. But then I wanted to also tell you about these things. Um, the reason that they are like that. Okay, so when I first made the hub, uh, was it the hub or maybe it was I don't remember what, but basically when the build team was playing around with this, Cold Fusion Gaming told me you got to work on that hub because it's kind of boring to look at. And so I went and I added these stairs because if you watch the very first video where I tease about this, seriously why chickens, it looks a little bit different. Um, uh, the stairs aren't there. I'm not sure if these are colored, but um, try to make it a little more interesting. And that was kind of my take on making it look a little bit better with the roundness. Also, these colors here, the light gray these are light gray stained clay. I tried a lot of different blocks in there to see what would work. Originally, it was going to be just quartz, but if everything's white, some people don't like that. They want some color, and it kind of works better for an accent color. But the reason it changes when you put wool in here and it changes, the reason it does change is because of my indecisiveness. I couldn't actually figure out which block looked the best in there. So I thought, why don't I just make it change every time they put wool in there? Because I like the way black looked, but I also like the way kind of green looked. I tried stained glass. I didn't like the way that looked. I tried different ore blocks, like I tried a block of gold and stuff. Nothing seemed to really I couldn't get my mindset on one color, so I really like the way that it actually flips around the color, and I think it came across really well. But really, the only reason I did that is because I couldn't decide what to do. But yeah, anyway, I think I've basically covered everything for this episode on kind of why I did what I did in the hub. In the comments, if I've forgotten something, please let me know. I want to kind of recap stuff in future episodes. But again, next time we'll be talking about how we did all the command blocks. So if we go down here, look at how many command blocks there are. Oh my gosh. I think I can't remember how much I calculated. It's something like 20 to 30,000 command blocks throughout the whole map. But I will kind of go over the main mechanics of this map, how I did it, and then you can play around with it on your own. But that's basically what we're going to be talking about for the first episode there, guys. Thanks for watching so much. About the contest. Okay, guys, contest. So this is for a free Realms code. It is month free, 30 days, I think, or maybe, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's 30 days. And It can be used if you already have a realm. You can still use it. Can go on to your time, lengthen your time on it. Or if you don't have one, it's you can get a month to play around with maps and stuff on there that are already there. Or you can do your own world, whatever you want to do. So that's what it's for. And all you got to do, guys, to get it. Last time we did comments. This time, we're gonna go to Twitter, and I'm gonna try to come up with different ways to win this. But basically, my link is in the bottom there, so you're gonna want to tag me on your tweet. But I, what we're gonna do is you need to tweet something about diversity to anything you want, and the funniest thing, the thing that makes me laugh the most of all the tweets, they're gonna be the winner. So that's why I say tag me so that I'll be able to read it on Twitter. But whoever can come up with the funniest tweet, and now let's keep it clean, guys. And if you want people to retweet whatever, you can retweet whatever you want. You can favorite, but I want to hear the funniest one. One that makes me laugh the most. You will get a free Realms code, guys. So yeah. Anyway, looking forward to that. Next time we'll talk about how we did the things that we did. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for playing the map. Overwhelming for me. I'm just a small map maker out of nowhere, and so many people played this work. It's quite remarkable. We'll see you next time, guys. Enjoy your Minecrafting.